Recipes with Katie, Season 3, Foodie Friday. We're making whole roasted fish.
Yay!
With baked tomatoes.
No!
And mustard sauce.
Yay!
Everybody, and welcome to Cooking Adventures with Katie, Season 3. On today's episode, we are going to be roasting fish. Now, it's whole fish, and...
the doctor's office.
Because they're rubber? Or latex?
Yeah, they're latex.
Anyway, so the fish that we have are tilapia, and I have 3 4-pound fish, roundabouts. Yeah, we got 2 bigger and 1 slightly smaller. So what I did prior is we got everything ready. So the fish we sat in the brine already. So they're salted and ready. We just got to pepper them and then throw them in the oven. The oven is heating to 325 right now. And then they will be going in for the 30 minutes. Easy peasy. During the rest of the time, we're going to be creating we're going to be doing the stuffed tomatoes. Now the recipe calls for rice, but because we did so many, we did the dates and then we did the mushrooms. So what we got instead of rice was riced cauliflower, and it's not going to have the same flavor so much as the rice, but it will still certainly be tasty. Now, keep in mind that all of these recipes come from the Joy, so the tomato is the recipe that has the most variation with it. The original recipe calls for rice, salt, and brown sugar to be seasoning the rice. And then you put it in and then top it with the au gratin, which reading this, I learned that au gratin is not strictly cheese, which in America, that's kind of what we typically think of it as a cheese that has been cooked into a crust. Stand still. And, and so, but it's just a crust that's golden brown. And that's all that is.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sisterly love!
We're as bad as Jason. So that's going to be the majority of the time, and then as well as the mustard sauce, in which we make a light bechamel. Or no, it's a white sauce, not bechamel. Bechamel is cheese. It's a white sauce in which we add butter, or we add the Dijon mustard too. You can also add some Grey Poupon, which would be quite delicious and tasty, but I forgot to pick some up, so we don't have that. We just got regular Dijon. Sarah is making us individual little blueberry pies. We have the filling sitting and waiting and ready to go. She's just making the little crusts to go into the oven. Everything's chopped up and ready to go, so we're gonna go ahead and pepper our fish and throw those in the oven as soon as it's ready.
We got our doctor's office smelling gloves on.
Alright, so you want to take some olive oil and your basty brush, and you want to baste both sides of the fish, and you want to baste it well, particularly since tilapia, since it is a lighter skinned fish, is considered lean, to my understanding, as that's how it goes. And basting it will keep it from blackening and burning, while also keeping the skin tender, or the meat tender. All right, so then you take your pepper and pepper the fish on both sides. Now, since it's already been sufficiently salted, we don't have to worry about salting the fish as well. Alright, and now the oven is ready, so the fishies go in for 30 minutes.
Fishy!
And now with the leaner fish, you want to baste frequently. So we're gonna pull the grate out every 5 minutes and baste it on both sides. Now if it's a fattier fish like salmon, then you only want to pull it out halfway through, so the 15-minute mark, and then baste it then. That again.
Wait, how long is it going in the oven?
It's going in the oven for 30 minutes. All right, so let's get this in the oven. All right, so once your rice, or I would say a cup, or a steamed cauliflower is ready, and I'm actually highly disappointed in the amount of cauliflower that came in that packet. I should have got 2. Once it's ready, go ahead and add your 10 diced mushrooms. Well, with the amount of mushrooms that we have, this should be okay, I think. All right, and then your 3 diced dates. Here, eat one. Now, dates are actually, for a single date, it is it's like 23 calories, and then 6 grams of sugar. But of that, for a single date, you have 0.5 gram of fiber. So, and that's actually like 1% or something of your daily intake. So like if you have a cup of dates chopped, it's actually like it's 12 grams of fiber for a cup of dates and 42% of your daily fiber. So even though it has quite a bit of sugar in it, it's actually quite healthy and fibrous, along with other vitamins and nutrients. So like vitamin A, and I think it said calcium too. But so we're gonna mix this up, and then we're going to put them into our tomatoes. Oh, and for your tomatoes, once you have the top part cut, once you have the top part cut, you actually want the stem side to be down for that, so that way it will sit more easily. And then, very nice. And then you want to salt the inside, and then set it upside down over the sink, so that way any excess moisture will drain. Alright, so with your tomatoes on a grate, you want to have them in a pan with at least a 1/2 inch of water. Now, the only reason this has about a 1/4 inch instead is because we have this grate right here, and the tomatoes would be partially submerged in water if the water came any higher. Now, I don't know if that was the point of having a 1/2 inch of water with a grate. If it was, my bad. But this is what we have because I don't want these to get soggy. Now, you want firm tomatoes. So all of these are quite nice. These smaller ones are a little bit less firm. If you need to put them into a, you can use that spoon. If you need to put them into a muffin tin, of sorts, or a bowl, like a ramekin, to go into the oven to help keep their shape, then you can.
That's gonna be good.
So we have this, and we're going to add it into the tomatoes. And now remember, if you use regular salt, now this cauliflower came seasoned already, so I didn't add anything to it. I didn't want it to be too salty. If you do regular rice, you want to season it with salt to taste. So, oh well, I didn't make any rice alongside it. We just have this cauliflower rice. So we're just gonna stuff them like this, and then we'll get to the breading top. So like I said earlier, the original recipe calls for salt and brown sugar, but at the same time it also calls for plain breadcrumbs with your rice. So I'm using dates because I have, all right, so here's the whole thing, is I didn't want to spend the extra money when it comes to the breadcrumbs and when it comes to the dates. So I was thinking, okay, so we'll have this, and then we'll have Italian breadcrumbs on top. All right, well, how would the brown sugar taste with the Italian breadcrumbs? I don't know. I can picture everything in my mouth mind, you know, taste-wise, except the brown sugar. And I don't know if the brown sugar was, you know, just for a little bit of sweetness, so it wouldn't be too tart, or what. So I asked around, and a friend of mine had said use golden raisins for the sweetness. And I was like, yeah, that would be good. That's a good idea. And then I realized I have dates, which would offer the same sort of texture as raisins, with a little bit more subdued sweetness. So, you know, it would be sweet, but not enough to like overpower and everything. So that's why I decided to go with the dates instead. And also with the breadcrumbs, the only breadcrumbs that we can really get are gluten-free. So, and because the gluten-free ones are the only ones that are David friendly. So because what I have is already David friendly and I don't have to spend $4 on another can of breadcrumbs, I decided to use just the regular Italian breadcrumbs that we have. So I'm gonna get those and we're gonna get started. All right, let's see how cleanly we can do this. All right, pretty cleanly. Just a solid little top there, and that's all we need. All right, now the fish has 5 minutes left, or well, 4 now, and once it's ready, we're going to take that out, knock the temperature up 25 degrees, and then throw these in for 15 minutes. All right, so in a small saucepan, you want 2 tablespoons of butter, and you want to go ahead and get that melted. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. Also, you want 2 tablespoons of flour. So while that's melting, go ahead and grab that flour. All right. Now, if you're doing the whole low carb thing, coconut flour should work just as well. And that's what I'm using. And you want to continue whisking until everything is mixed and smooth. Now, one thing that I learned watching a chef thing is the most efficient way to whisk is left to right, with the exception of when beating eggs. This is too high. All right. I should have grabbed a cup of milk, but then you want to, once this is mixed, remove from heat and add a cup of milk. So we're going to turn this off, remove it from the heat, and I'm going to quickly pour that cup of milk. Alright, now you want to slowly add the milk while whisking. That was too much at once. All right. And then you return it to the heat, unless you're me, in which case you just turn the eye back on, and bring it to a simmer. And then salt, pepper, and nutmeg as taste desires. Oh, and you want to whisk constantly. Alright, so once your sauce, your white sauce, is bubbling up the sides, you want to go ahead and cut it off. It will also have thickened.
What is that?
This is white sauce.
Like Chinese stuff?
No, like actual white sauce.
Like yum yum sauce?
No, like milk and butter and flour white sauce. So, hey, pull the Dijon mustard out of the fridge, please.
What does it look like?
Bottle in the door, down lower, says Dijon. Alright, so we want to add 3 2 to 4 tablespoons. So we'll just do a circle. Up. All right, and you mix, and it's 2 to 4 tablespoons to taste. Spice Buster. All right, do another circle. All right, that should be good.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's going on the fish. All right, let's taste this sauce. All right, so we're going to take a bite of the fish.
Good girl.
Alright, I think I'm going to let it sit in the brine a little bit too long. It's a little bit salty. Oh, that was a much better taste. Just the end of it that was salty. It cooked through. It's quite tasty. It's not overcooked at all. It's juicy.
I need a fork.
Here. I like it. I'm going to grab a tomato. How do you like it? Did you get a bone?
It tastes fishy.
Well, yeah, it's fish.
No, but it tastes fishy.
Oh. Try it with the mustard sauce.
Okay.
Alright, so now this. Let's see here. Mmm. This is really good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is really good. It would be good in maybe like grape tomatoes, or those smaller tomatoes. Not necessarily Romas, but smaller tomatoes as like little finger things. That would be good. But all in all, I mean, I would say it's a success. Sarah says it's fishy. David's not a fan of tilapia, so he's gonna kind of put things together in a spring roll, so that way things will be more melded together and he won't just have fish. And I know he doesn't like fish, but I thought tilapia was one that he did like, so my bad. With that said, I'm gonna go and eat dinner. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Please share. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know, thumbs down, however it works out. But thank you for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next week. Oh, the vote. So the choices for next week are beef.
Vote beef.
Beef, pork, rabbit, and turkey. So which would you like to see? Beef, pork, rabbit, or turkey? So you can vote on the on my Facebook. Beef. On my Facebook, stop it. Yes. Facebook Cooking Adventures with Katie, or you can vote on the Twitter under @CookAdventures is my my handle. So yeah, I'll see y'all next week, and on Monday with the Monday mouthful of whatever one. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.